'Tis the season to shine with H&M. Discover the holiday collection and find fashionable pieces for your wardrobe or for under the tree. Get inspired and dazzle with this year's glam. From tuxedo styles, bow detailed pieces, impressive prints, and more. From unforgettable looks to unforgettable gifts. With fashion finds to home decor, find it all at H&M. Treat your loved ones and yourself this season. Shop in-store or at hm.com.
The holidays are a time to feel and create joy. And what could be more joyous than the look on her face as she unwraps a stunning new jewelry piece from Blue Nile? How about getting 50% off your purchase? Blue Nile offers premium quality, priced below traditional retail. Their online experts are available 24/7 to answer any questions and make sure you've picked the perfect gift. For a limited time, you can get 50% off at BlueNile.com. That's 50% off at BlueNile.com.
My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking.
It is officially the off season. We're going to talk about our feelings. It's a safe space today. We're going to talk about the Minnesota match briefly because I don't want to dwell on it. Sporting KC have some decisions to be made. There are 15 players to decide on currently. I think we're going to all try to pick one player that must go. News dropped today, we're recording on Wednesday night, that WOSO is coming back to KC. That's the WOSO, that's a new thing I never had seen until today. Women's soccer is returning to Kansas City. I think we might have our own podcast for that, but I know Thad would like to briefly touch on it for sure today. Exciting news, right, man?
Absolutely, man. Actually, I talked to the owners a little bit today. A couple of them. Yeah. They seem like they have the right ideas in mind.
That's good.
Yes, there was an article by Mr. Thad Bell on BlueTestament.com as well.
There should be a couple more coming out soon, too.
That's right. You feel better about this group than the previous group, is that right?
Yes, definitely than the last group, and because there was two sets of owners for the last team, and the last owner was completely terrible. Absentee, right. Didn't invest, didn't care, didn't even fill out the roster, that kind of shit. The previous ones actually cared about the team. They just did some really stupid, juvenile, sexist things at one point in their lives and pretty much needed to get rid of the team. So these people I don't think are going to do that. These people I think have the best interest at heart of the players, and I think they will put together a good product. Yeah, it's very good news. I was pleased to see that today. And yeah, we are going to, once we get a little more info on that is researching, gathering info, doing journalistic things, and he's gonna come up with some stuff. And hopefully when we get more info, we'll do another pod on that. But I do want to, this is a Sporting Kansas City show. How is everyone feeling? Have you guys recovered? Are you still in rage from the elimination from the playoffs?
It's like getting your nose hair pulled constantly. It's just so annoying, and you try to forget about it, but you can't.
That would be a terrible thing.
Yes, it is.
Speak up, Robert.
Also, you were kind of quiet.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I'm still annoyed by it.
Did I hear you comment? You still thought that one of those should have been a goal that went uncounted because we don't have goal in technology?
I think it's clearly the goal. Puncec's goal is clearly over the line, but
I thought live it looked like it, but it's just, in the middle of that game, you can't, no goal line tech. It's just, you just kind of have to forget about it.
And isn't that ridiculous? No goal line technology? What?
Yeah.
It just seems so odd.
I know it comes down to the financial thing, right? Isn't that the deal? They have to put in some $50,000 camera setup to do that in every single stadium. Is that the holdup?
Could be.
Yeah, can't require some of these teams that are playing elsewhere to do that in these other stadiums. So
good point.
So yeah, I'm doing all right, I guess. I am lingering on the decision to not play Pulido. I can't not think about that. The second I heard he wasn't going to play, I just really felt like we were going to lose. I just knew it. And the game just went the exact way you ever would have thought. The same way that it goes when Sporting Kansas City doesn't have a stud striker. They dominate a game. I don't even want to say the words. I'm so tired of saying this for 3 years straight or however long it's been. Like, they dominate a game. They get all these changes and don't score a goal, and then the other team scores with their first chance. And it just followed it like it was the worst book you've ever read. Just the worst script you've ever written or ever read.
Yeah,
and then they become a sieve.
Yeah. I think Russell was pretty much kicking himself for missing, his chances after the game. He was not happy with himself, which understandable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too mad about. I mean, I suppose you could say, like, if he just smashes that chance right at the beginning, it probably goes in. But I mean, hey, that's not an easy thing to do, to head a ball off the line like that, like what was done to him. So I don't. I don't blame Russell in any way for.
Oh no, I'm not blaming him either. I'm just saying that I know he feels really bad that he should have finished those. But
of course he does. That's the kind of guy he is.
But looking at Vermes' comments though on Pulido, he said even next game, Pulido would have started on the bench. So maybe this injury has not recovered as well as we'd wished. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean that I guess it's easy to say that now at this point, but it's. Then that's just another point of that doesn't even honestly make me feel any better. Like, just that he wouldn't have played anyway. It's still just after so many unfortunate things happening all year to this team, and then just we finally get the guy we need, and then right when we need him, he's not there.
Yeah, and again, it's a good point to remember is that the two probably the two best players on the team did not play in that game. One of them didn't play all year, and then you had other players with playoff experience not playing, Besler, Zusi being out. So in the end, there can only be one team that wins everything. So like after 2019, man, I was just really bummed about the overall performance and how they collapsed and they just could not get anything right. And I was listening to Deathgrass on Spotify and shit like that. And
Deathgrass.
It is a genre of bluegrass that is dark.
Okay.
And heavy metal, it sounds like.
It's a little metally at times, but like, like titles of Stab and Coffin and stuff like that.
You're such an interesting human being.
I'm not sure about that, but this year, it was depressing. Don't get me wrong. I walked out of there kind of bummed, but overall, they finished first in the West. They, it was a bad last game, but they had some bad games throughout the year and they had some really good games throughout the year. And we ended on a bad one, but pretty much every team ends on a bad one except one.
Yeah.
So I got to look at, there's positives. And if you can bring back a good chunk of this team for next year, they got to be considered at least favorites to finish in the top of the conference again.
Right.
And if they can not only bring back some of those guys and just, make it a little bit of an addition, and there's some things that need to be fixed and things that need to be added to. And I think we'll probably talk about some of that in a minute, but I don't feel as bad about it as I did last year, just because last year was so terrible.
Oh yeah. I'm on that exact same page there. You just feel so terrible. We didn't know what was even to come, but yeah, there's a strong foundation, obviously, and changes need to be made. But if I don't even like saying this, but man, if Alan Pulido is still on this team and we have a lethal goal scorer, then I'm gonna feel confident about next year. You know what I mean? It's that is just, it seems to make all the difference in the world.
Thad, I'm glad you brought up the playoff experience thing. I was thinking that particularly about Zusi, just. Him and Besler's experience, they just pick it up a notch and they fight. And of course, Zusi has that attacking ability. It may have made a difference in the game. Doesn't matter, but I really did miss him out there.
Oh, yeah. Has Amadou Dia, was that his first playoff experience, MLS playoff experience? Because that if so, that is all four players on the back line. This was their first MLS playoff run. And yeah, that is a huge deal. no matter what you feel about how Besler played all year, having him in there and just being aware of the situation and the knowledge of this system and all of that, him and Zusi were definitely missed there on that back line. Definitely.
Yeah, well, all right. Who are we getting rid of?
Yeah, no dwelling, right? So
Dia did have some playoff experience with Sporting back in 2015. One game, 120 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And he was with Sporting when they were in the playoffs. But that seems like the only game.
A stark difference from what this team has normally gone into a playoff run with. Right. So yes, we have 15 players to make a decision on. Winston Reed is the loner that needs to be made on, and then there are a bunch of options, and then some are just out of contract here. So
that sounds bad. Reed's a loner. Man, we should get him a friend.
The lone loney. Okay, so Thad, I liked your idea. You were wanting to make everybody say one player that's got to go.
Only 1 out of 15? Okay.
Who's the player? Well, just so then the one that you've got one that you're frustrated with, the one you're done with, somebody's got to go.
So does that mean I got to lead off?
Yes, Thad, do it.
Oh man.
Yeah, see, sucks. I know. I feel you, man. I don't have anyone. Everything that I just described, I don't feel that way about anybody necessarily.
Yeah, there's because there's nobody that I just okay, you got to get off the team in order to make it better. There actually is not anybody like that. But if I'm going to have to start really throwing people over the side of the rowboat, Graham Smith.
Time to move on from old Graham Smith.
I like him, and I think he can probably do well elsewhere, but he's probably not competing for a starting spot right now. I left you a couple of good openings there. We can go back around, too. We can just keep going.
I know. I have a couple that I feel like would just be vehemently opposed by many. But how about I'm gonna go with one that a year ago Cody would be appalled. Cody a year ago would be appalled at me saying this, but I'm just gonna say that it is time to move on from Daniel Shallowy.
I knew it. That's why I left him open for you, because I wanted to make you say it.
I know. I thought that's who you were talking about, him or Jerso. I thought that was the other one you were thinking I might go with. Yeah.
I wish this was a video one because I'm pointing at Cody on the screen. Yeah, that's you.
You guys know that that was kind of Allie and I. That was our thing. He's little brother. I still call him little brother. I rooted for him like no other. There was a kinship there. He was our own, the homegrown. I wanted it to happen so bad. But I just don't feel it anymore. I don't feel the magic anymore. Am I wrong about that?
No, you are not wrong at all.
Okay.
Really, really big question with him though is if COVID had not happened, would he have gotten more time with SKC2? Would he have gotten time with SKC2 and possibly been able to get out of his funk? Because we know the guy can shoot. We know he can score. Right. But once you get in a funk and once you've got those yips or the curse or whatever, you got to find a way out of it. Otherwise, you're done.
So, but why couldn't he have, once he came back from COVID, why couldn't he have been playing with them?
They just weren't loaning anybody down and back up. So, if they'd have sent him down, they needed him for the bench as an option. So
that's true.
The only players that went down stayed.
So. Yeah.
All right, we've got Graham Smith. We've got Daniel Shallowy.
Is Robert going to go for the big old boom card there?
Well, you guys have left me with only a few choices.
There's all right, so players to choose from.
I know, but I'm going to preface mine with the idea that I think money needs to be spent elsewhere, so money needs to be freed up.
Yeah, that almost guided my decision. I think I know who you're going to say.
So I love you, Matt Besler. I do, but I really don't think there's any anything that can be added to the team through Matt Besler that we can't get elsewhere and that we can spend money on elsewhere.
Ah,
I think that decision needs to be made. I would love to keep him in the organization,
how
coach,
dare you?
whatever, but I think it may be time.
You're evil. You hate Captain Kansas City, man.
No, I do not.
It
at
hurt
all.
my heart. I felt it in my chest when you said that.
I mean, I have another option I want to get rid of too in combination with that, but anyway.
Okay, it's a snake draft. You go next.
Yeah, who else are you thinking there?
I agreed. He needs to go back to West Ham.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna say about the
And the thing is,
resources.
we don't know how much his salary is. I'm sure it's pretty high.
But yeah, that's the thing. It would have. I mean, it would have to be
yeah.
pretty freaking high unless he just fell in love with Kansas City in like 4 months that he was here during a pandemic. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I that's where I thought you were going with that. If he's gonna I liked him this year. He was the best defender, I guess, the best center back that we had.
At times.
But I can't. It doesn't feel right spending that much money on him. If it's 700,000, I just think about like how much quality of a player that Vermes could bring in with that amount of money that would be someone other than Winston Reed.
You bring in another Fontes.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's it. I mean, if you want to expand this discussion, those center backs, my God, they make a lot of money. Besler, Reed, Fontes, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
That is one of the big issues that Vermes is facing right now is how to manage that money right there.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay, so
played well when he played this year.
Well,
He
sorry,
did.
we cut out there.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so how about another player that I think would cost a lot that value could maybe be used elsewhere? I mentioned
I
him
know
earlier.
where you're going.
Where well, maybe not. I don't know. What about Jerso? Where does everyone stand with Jerso right now?
I say re-sign him if we can at a lower salary because I think he is good off the bench. He adds a quality we don't have from many others, but I wouldn't want to pay him what he's making now.
Yeah, which is like 650 or something like that.
Something like that.
I
Yeah.
think 550 is what was listed in.
Okay. I was
the
thinking
one.
about 600. So yeah, I mean, I love. He's really exciting to watch. He's a fun player to watch, and everyone knows he's about one something away from being incredible. I just can't do it. My heart can't take it anymore. I'm tired of waiting for that one extra percentage of whatever he needs to become amazing. It's so frustrating.
Well, I mean, every play the other night. Oh, he's gonna go left. Oh, he's gonna go left. I'm just tired of it.
Mm-hmm. It's easier to gloss over it whenever Pulido is knocking one in every now and then, or somebody else is scoring. But when we're losing, it's just he's dancing around the ball and not going anywhere. He goes to the end line, and I grow so weary of it.
He's a guy who needs to be coming off the bench majority of the game time that he gets.
Yeah.
Because coming off the bench, he's going, at say a 60-minute mark or whatever. He's going against guys who are already a little bit tired, and he blows by them a little bit easier. You've already had a chance to see how the game's going, how the defenses are set up, and he can either target trying to blow by them or do the cut in at the end line kind of thing. I think he's just way more effective at that spot. But when you don't have the rest of the depth, Daniel, Hurtado, etc., for the winger, he gets starts. If Pulido starts, then Shelton starts out there, and Russell starts on the other side. Jerso comes off, and he's much more dangerous, much more threatening.
Okay, so is there any other? Do we think there's maybe any other tough decision that could potentially be made? Another player like that we should talk about.
I mean, I just think the writing's been on the wall for a while that Kuzain is not really part of the plans of this club.
Yeah. The Malaysian Messi seemed to wait. I didn't say that right, did I? Is that what he is?
Yeah,
the Malaysian Messi. Right. Yeah, it didn't seem to progress. Very exciting for a while, but a lack of progression over the last maybe 2 years or so.
Yeah, he just kind of disappeared, and we don't know if it's performance or, somehow he pissed off Peter, and he's been on the bench a few times, but even that's been kind of rare.
All right, so we'll be back with the decisions have to be made very soon, right?
They've already been made.
They've already been made, and we will hear about them very soon. Is what I meant.
And let's be clear, the decisions have been made for things like guys who, like they're going to deny the contract options or something like that, or exercise options. Those have to have been made already. They needed to be made like 2 days after they lost. Mm-hmm. But the ones that are like out of contract, but they can be still being negotiated, or like Reed with the loan, his loan will be done, but they can still be negotiating that. So that's a decision we won't necessarily know right away.
Okay. All right. Any final thoughts here?
Who do we want to win? Do we want Minnesota to go all the way? Is that what we're hoping for?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Go our region. I don't know. It doesn't even have a name, but whatever. Our conference. I'm calling it our conference. That's what it feels like.
The eastern part of Western Conference.
It's like I'm rooting for the Big 12 to do well in the NCAA tournament.
Just not Seattle.
Right.
Yeah, I can't root for any of them up there, but if it comes down to Columbus versus Seattle, I'll be rooting for Columbus.
Exactly. Columbus, right. Minnesota would be a tough call, but anyway.
No, I'll still root for Minnesota there.
Yeah, I probably would.
Columbus is probably going to win, though. Columbus is my pick to win it.
Yeah.
For Minnesota, they just have one player I don't like. Other than that, they're fine.
Ozzy Alonso?
Ding.
Yeah, nobody likes Ozzy Alonso.
Hey, that was pretty smart, though, of Keith to start him in that game, I thought that was a clever choice.
Somehow the Seattle Sounders still fucked us in the playoffs. All right, guys. Be sure to follow.
Wait.
Sorry.
We talk about who we want to get rid of. I can think of one free agent out there that we should sign.
Oh, interesting. Who?
And you'll hate this whole idea, but it seems like a very Vermes thing to do.
Oh God, I think I know who it's going to be. Don't do it.
Sign a player from a team that's always given us trouble, but he's always admired the effort that the guy put in. Kyle Beckerman.
Oh God.
That is not a very Vermes thing to do. He's not signing 89-year-old Kyle Beckerman. Get out of here.
Excuse me, Brad Davis, Justin Mapp.
We're not as old as Kyle Beckerman. Kyle Beckerman is 78. He's 78 years old, and he's not coming to Sporting Kansas City.
These are all players. and just imagine how pissed off RSL would be if he retired in blue.
All right, guys. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Blue Testament KC, and join us at thebluetestament.com and leave us a comment. And stay tuned. We're not going to leave you hanging this off-season. Long off-season. We're going to bring you content. So stay tuned. Go Sporting!
Don't seem so tough. And 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Supporters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.